For me, freedom, being gay, and it coming to terms with sexuality is like a psychological freedom I felt within. Inside of myself, I have that, and I know that. Like, freedom isn't free. It comes with like a fight, and it comes with a long battle of people telling their stories and just kind of standing up. So I grew up in a small town that goes by the name of Linden, Utah, which, if anyone knows what Utah is about, it's a very religious state. Mormons are out there. So just like the culture there is pretty much ran by that religion. A lot of people are a part of it. And in that particular religion, like a lot of other religions in places around the world, queerness, sexuality is not accepted. It's pretty taboo and looked down upon and like frowned upon. So growing up in that environment while being gay or queer, it was difficult to find my place in the world and find people who I felt were safe to confide in about the truth and authenticity of who I am. Coming out at 13 in that type of environment is a pretty bold move, considering that majority of the people that I was around were a part of the same religion, that did have the same ideologies and thoughts behind sexuality and the LGBTQ community. My friend, when she heard that, she pretended to vomit. And so I was sitting there and I was like, oh, I really messed up. Like, I should not have told this girl. And I would say that majority of the school didn't necessarily like that, and I think that exposed me to bullying, both like online and in school. So it created school to be a pretty unsafe space. People were, you know, of course they're part of that religion. They've grown up their whole lives being taught that this is wrong, and I think that it was just a projection of those thoughts onto now me, a person carrying that identity. I realized when I was like 11 and I had the realization, I was like, oh, like the words that, like the experiences that I was having, I didn't necessarily have the words for. And so then I was like, oh, this is who I am. This is how I'm feeling. Every experience that I've had, like I'm not connecting to boys, or I can't relate to my friends about like boys in school, like they're just buddies. And now it makes sense. Like I'm not into them. The internal homophobia and things that like no, this is just a phase. This is just like the things you've been told and hear in the media, and just like growing up, everybody hears them. Like, yeah, those were things that I was definitely like working through. Like, oh, is this real? Is this, you know, correct? Am I wrong? And then feeling like the feelings of like being wrong inside of my own body, like just trying, like being really uncomfortable with who I am inside, like an internal feeling, and doing everything I can to change it and to rearrange it, and to, because I was religious, to pray the gay away, you know, that whole thing. So just trying everything to undo and rearrange this feeling inside of me. I think freedom can mean a lot of different things. Obviously, there's like freedom at like a governmental level, like where you're free, you have all your human basic rights that everyone else has, like it's equality, where everybody gets the exact, you know, freedom to express and be who they are. And then for me, freedom in this particular situation, being gay and it coming in terms of sexuality, is like a psychological freedom I felt within. A freedom to be like, not worried about what other people are thinking or saying, or looking for external validation, or relying on other people for love and acceptance, because like inside of myself, I have that, and I know that. And it's like a deep knowing and understanding that it's taken years to navigate and come to terms with and like really be secure in. And so freedom is, for me, is just to, freely express and act, but also just feel that inside, like a peace and acceptance and like a calm stillness that allows me to live my life in the authentic manner that feels true to me. Like, I'm not unique, I'm not special. Like, my story is literally one of millions. you know, and it's just, I think it's really important that every individual tells their story. It's like a universal experience, but how it shows up is obviously different. But I'm also that kid sitting in those church seats, that's sitting on that soccer field, that's in those classrooms. I was once that kid, like millions of other kids are. But even though we're like a chain of like a million people having a similar universal experience, each one matters just as equally, and our voices are important. I think pride is like the antidote to the shame that so many people have been exposed to.